Hey there, Janae with Palin Projects here, and in my very first video of 2022, I wanted to recap 2021. Kind of give you guys a montage of the videos that we did. We had well over 40 videos for the year, which was super exciting, super fun for our very first year with this channel. I also wanted to give you guys kind of a heads up of what's going to be happening this year and something that we're going to try and do new, add in, and see what we can do with this channel and have fun with. So first off, let's play the montage. enjoyed that montage. Now let's cozy up with some tea and talk about what's in store for 2022. Before we do that though, I wanted to kind of bring a highlight to the amaryllis that I planted up right before Christmas. Let me see if I can get it. This I was not expecting. Look at how tall it is. Now I've grown amaryllis before and they haven't gotten necessarily this tall. This is probably on the 3-foot range, I would venture to say. I mean, my torso is pretty tall and it's taller than me, you know, decently. So the first bloom stalk right here, it's petering out, but look at this gloriousness. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh, I love it. Now I did have to come in and stake it up. I wasn't expecting it to be this tall, and you know, the heads on this amaryllis are fairly big. So it was starting to fall over and stuff, so I just came in with some ribbon and a stake and staked it up so that it would, I could enjoy the blooms a little bit longer. I did bring in, I had showed you my previous amaryllis, so I just brought this in a couple days ago, and I'm waiting for it to grow on, but I'm hopeful that it'll produce blooms because I did have it out in the cool garage and it's been fairly cold for a couple weeks now. So hopefully that was a long enough time for it to have to set blooms. So that's exciting. So that's kind of my update on the amaryllis. Now to talk about 2022 plans. We do plan to continue this channel. I do plan on keeping up on the schedule of posting on Friday mornings. What we are planning on doing is I kind of want to get Justin more on camera. He's more of the builder, so I kind of want to start doing some building projects. On the docket for 2022 for building projects are our garden boxes, so the raised bed garden. We did do an in-ground garden again this year, and we did a drip system with that instead of overhead just to see if it mattered in the growth rate. I probably didn't keep up on weeding that area like I should have, but still those plants should have produced a little bit better. I had the same plants in the ground as some of my family and friends, and they got, you know, 4 or 5 times bigger and produced significantly more fruit, which was, you know, kind of sad for my garden, but at the same time I think we learned a valuable lesson and we have to go with raised garden beds in our area. We are in the mountains, mountain-esque area, so our soil is super rocky and just very nutrient deficient, I would say. You know, we could come in every year, rototill, pick rock, amend, but honestly I would just rather build the raised beds and amend those, you know, get the proper soil in those and then just amend those from here on out. So first and foremost, I want to get my garden boxes built in the garden area. I want to finish work on our raised flower beds. So we kind of did the same exact idea, and we raised our flower beds up instead of in-ground plantings. We do have some in-ground plantings like the Half Moon Garden. That is an in-ground planting area, but our back row is raised up a couple inches, probably about 1 foot to 2 feet in some areas. Our south flower bed is raised up, and then the front flower bed is also raised up. So I want to finish those out, get the retaining walls in so that we don't have just random wood lining those, and get those looking a little bit nicer. So that's project number 2 that I want to do this year. Project number 3 is I want to get my glass greenhouse built. We have all of the glass. I collected it for about 1.5 years, 2 years now. I've been watching the classifieds pages. I've been going to different businesses. Anytime that I see a window for sale, basically, I pick it up. So I try and keep it under $10 if it's one window. And I've just been trying to find deals here and there. We did end up picking up a truckload of glass. So we just layered it into the back of the truck. It's not framed in, so I'm hoping that we can do a window framing video for you guys this year, and then a glass greenhouse build for you all this year as well, because I would like to get that built to be able to use. I think that would be just beautiful. Some stretch goals this year, because these are a little bit bigger projects. We'll do smaller projects, so like pot planting, hanging pots, our big estate planters in the front, obviously like seed starting videos and gardening videos and stuff like that, but these are kind of like our bigger videos, or our bigger projects that I want to get done. So I want to get a significant amount of berry bushes planted, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, chokeberries, because the poultry destroyed my chokeberry plants this year. I think I might have had one survive, so I want to get some more of those. And just kind of deck our property out with as many fruit or berry, I guess it's berry, plants as possible. So I want to do that. I want to landscape our front yard. So what this entails is the majority of our front yard is grass. I did plant the hedge with you guys in 2021, so that's a cotoneaster hedge. And honestly, they're doing great. They grew on quite a bit. By the end of the year, it was, you know, they were about knee high and had multiple branches. So, you know, fairly fast growing. And so I'm hopeful through the winter that they'll survive. So we do have that hedge up front, but I want to do more. I want to have more shade trees because we have 2 trees, but they're kind of on the diseased end. They're not very healthy. One is actually like almost at a 45-degree angle, and it's coming up from its roots, so that's hazardous. I don't want that to fall on anyone. But I want to plant more shade trees up there to block basically the noise and everything. So that's the busy side of our house, and give us a little more privacy up front. I would like to finish our front patio or our front porch. Right now, as you walk up to our house, there is no railing. There's steps, but there's no railing or anything on that porch. And so I want to get a porch on the front, or I want to get a railing on the front porch, and then another set of stairs on the front porch as well. And that's provided Justin doesn't want to tear the porch out. So we'll see. I know Justin has some projects that he wants to get done, so I want to film those and get him in front of the camera for you guys. I think that would be fun. And then I think that's mostly the big projects that we're going to do ourselves. We have another idea of putting a shop on our property so that Justin can have his space. We'll do it as a 2-level shop. And I'll be able to have a studio for myself in the upper, and like a working space up in that upper area of the shop. I don't think we'll be building that ourselves, but we might be finishing it ourselves. So you guys probably will see if we do decide to finalize those plans. You guys probably will be brought in. We'll probably do some videos on that as well. As for anything else of 2022, some changes. I did, or I guess I am working on getting rid of our poultry. So the chickens and ducks will no longer be showing up in videos, unfortunately. We just kind of decided to step away from the chicken and ducks for right now. It's a lot of work through the winter time, and we don't eat the eggs necessarily. Neither Justin nor I, you know, like eggs on a regular basis. And when I mean a regular basis, I mean like 2 or 3 eggs every day. That's quite a bit for us, and we just don't go through them. So we end up giving the majority of the eggs away. And I think we were up to close to like 35 birds. Quite a bit for people who don't eat eggs every day. So can you imagine 35 eggs a day? It wasn't 35 because we had roosters and drakes in there, but still like 20 eggs a day. Like there's no way we would go through that. So poultry got slightly out of hand this year, and as such we are downgrading our laying flock. There's laying flock, and then there's like meat flock, which you raise up specifically to butcher. We are going to get probably completely away from the laying flock and possibly bring in meat birds in the springtime. So what we'll do is we'll raise those up for a couple of months and then butcher those so that we have our own meat that we have grown on our own property. There's a couple different reasons for that. One, right now in our area, it's been fairly difficult to get chicken, unless you want to pay an exorbitant, a large amount of money for it. So we butchered cockerels last year, and the difference in the meat, was pretty substantial from the meat that we butchered, or the birds that we raised, compared to the chicken breast that we got from the store. And that kind of, I don't know, it doesn't necessarily weird me out, but it just doesn't sit well with me. And so I want to try growing our own, not only our own chicken, but like get a couple turkeys in there for, you know, Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, big family get-togethers. And then I also want to try pigs. So getting a couple wiener pigs and then growing them off and finishing them off and then butchering them. I don't think we would do, we'll do the butchering of the pig. I want to probably shadow the butcherer and see what it takes and how to do it. So I think that would be kind of fun. But at the same time, we don't have the setup to be able to butcher I don't even know how big pigs get, like 100 pounds, 100 plus pounds animal. Like that's pretty significant for the tools that we have. So, but I still want to be able to butcher pigs, chickens, and then we do butcher a steer every year. So, you know, that's kind of what's on the docket for that front, and why you probably won't be seeing poultry in the videos for 2022, because we're going to get rid of the laying hens and focus more on like meat and basically ourselves. So giving us some time back and some flexibility back in our life. We probably could have just done away with the ducks, but I think I'm just gonna get rid of all of them and start fresh. So that's pretty much for like big projects. I think that's pretty much everything on the docket. We do want to do some in-house stuff. So there's some in-house projects coming. Those are a little bit easier to do in the winter time. Winter/summer maybe. We have so much going on in the summer that it's hard to get stuff done in the house in the summertime, but it would be nice to be able to open up the house and get ventilation in. But at the same time, like I would rather use our free time in the winter to do stuff in the house rather than, you know, sitting on our hands and then feeling very overwhelmed in the summertime. So you'll probably see more in-house projects, you know, maintenance, repairs, stuff like that being filmed in the wintertime, and then we'll switch more to outdoor projects once it warms up. What I want to do differently this year for you guys is I want to try and do at least a monthly garden tour. So show you, you know, the evolution of our garden, even if it's in construction phase. You know, I just want to be able to not necessarily just show you guys, but for my purpose as well, to be able to look back on in the winter months and say, oh, I need some evergreen interest here and here. So order some of that in, or keep my eye out for some evergreen items, and not just evergreen, but you know what I mean. Some deciduous items for a little more privacy. You know, it's beautiful in the spring and the summer because you have all of these beautiful leaves and everything's nice and big, but when everything drops their leaves, then it's like, oh, our back row is kind of bare. So there is that. I will start doing monthly garden tours or outside of the house tours so that you can see the evolution of our property. As of now, though, that's all of our big projects on our timeline, I think. It's going to be a very fun-filled year. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you come along for the ride. Like I said, I'm new to YouTube. This is our second year, so we're going to make some changes, hopefully make it better, and hopefully have a lot of fun. So, you know, subscribe, turn those notifications on, and come along on the journey with us. We'll see you in the next project. Bye.